Death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you suckers trying to do? Rhyming comical. Guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team my all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been as proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modify the chopper. The war heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when the heat's on, none of them can get to the fire around with me. And I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
Fine then, I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills. How I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel. How I work the wheel. They mad, I'm too solid, circle tight, yeah. Vacuum seal, no they want my life. I ain't worried, I got rank for real. I got real soldiers, kill for me, nigga. Watch yourself. They say you been in beast mode lately. You is not yourself. When you dropping that fire, precious man, stay inquiring. They can't stop what's coming, but I see them conspiring. Cross the line, them firing. This bitch here, finna break the spin. No kindness, I don't trust you, circle small. You can keep your features. Me and my niggas don't keep no secrets. In the field like Jeepers Creepers. Say they want some smoke, dawg. So I brought these chimney sweeps. Coming like we coming, you can't even cap. These niggas don't run it like we running, bitch. Don't even start. Bitch, I'm with my niggas till the end, till death do us part. So if you wanna leave, you can leave, bitch. Bless your heart, fine then. I ain't show no mercy, we gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it, got it out the mud, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He nice, but he don't show them skills. How I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel. How I work the wheel. Ooh, I got a man, circle tight, yeah, vacuum seal. I heard they want my life, I ain't worried, I got rate for real. Take over in effect, yeah, I'm fully focused. You might not see it on me, just know it's women, that bitch fully loaded. Ooh, yeah, we up and rolling. Told them I need major motion. Think I'm joking, I'ma school them niggas like they baby Jody. Got it out the dust, now I'm too clean, don't know why shit on lock till I snapped on them like bolt cutters. You cannot play both sides, gotta choose your colors. See him throwing that one up with that W, that's my blood, bro. Fine in, I ain't show no mercy, I'm gon' show them boy what time it is. I pop out like I'm Samuel, I got time to kill. Haters thought I died, I survived. They don't know how I did it. Got it out the dust, straight to glory. They don't know how I feel. He's nice, but he don't show them skills how I show them skills. He ride, but he don't work the wheel how I work the wheel. Ooh, I got it made, circle tight, yeah, back and seal. Said they want my life, I ain't worried, I got Ray for real. Backstage.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch.
Fuck you talking about?
If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. Hawk, I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga name is Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. Soft coast shit, we bout it. UPK, soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need.
I can handle 144 in the booth going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a. Coming up on my divorce.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking, now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin', kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a God. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they boss shit. These niggas better move and coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move, it cost shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on shopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up on my divorce.
One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I be One West to the death till they bury me. One West till they bury me. I'm One West till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. They ain't scaring me. Rip the soul out of Pharisee. Speaking heresy, it get you fucked up apparently. It's like they daring me. I said chill, they ain't hearing me. They ain't listening. Every bar nitroglycerin. Hit your heart, bring it back to start, make you live again. Get them dividends or we start getting ignorant. I be on that soldier shit. I told you shit phenomenal. Nah, but he a domino. So what you sucker trying to do? Rhyming comical, guess it's funny until I'm bombing you. Bring apocalypse to them pussy niggas that's popping shit. Team of all-stars, I coach them up like I'm Popovich. Fuck the politics and the lobbyists and apologists. They vagina, so we gon' check them like gynecologists. It's kinda obvious how the situation is ominous. The way I vomit this and regurgitate for the audience. They start applauding this cause the competition is fraudulent. From the era where niggas smoke you up like a parliament. The flow been stupid, shit has gotten retarded since. All the dominance of one West rising to prominent. Cause I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. They want a nigga quiet, mute my maneuvers, but I ride like I got Groupons for Uber. Rhymes hard like they been viewed by Medusa. 9 milli Luger, 17 in the Ruger. Only need a few to sit up in your medulla. Obligata for the regatta, niggas wildin', they win every dollar. They riding by in black Impalas, let the semi holler. The showstopper been the proper since the teeny bopper. But now I'm going, I'm off Patron, a premium of vodka. I put extensions on the Glock, modified the chopper. The swore heavy, war ready, and that's worth the mama. No marijuana, say I got the loudest silence on it. When I'm up on it, ain't no rapper do it like I do it. A lot of spitties and writers, but when they heat's on, none of them can get through the fire. Around with me, and I had a nigga spin like a tire. But down the deep, and I'm still dope as a piper. Every bar burn hard like a spoon with a lighter. Fuel to igniter, I'm winning, coming through with the title because UP. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me. I be one West to the death till they bury me. I'm one West till they bury me.
Yeah, on 44 shit, you know what I mean? Busy man, busy man. Look, when that shit drop, you step all the way on their neck, step on their neck and they head with that shit.
We won't have nobody doing either. Hey, Shalom Israel. This is the ISUBK. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And today is the Monday night history class. And the topic for today is the LGBTQ, the forgotten mental illness. For a lot of us, we don't understand that it's a mental illness when we think of the LGBTQ. Is because they have tried so long for years to push that so-called stigma away from that, to let you think that is a natural thing to be that way, when we know it's unnatural. Thus saith the Lord, out of the Bible, you know. And so we're gonna break down the part that proves that this is a mental illness, and that mental illness was told to us prior to us even coming into this LGBTQ lifestyle. It was a warning that was given to us. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, prior to December 15th, 1973, homosexuality was considered a mental illness. All right. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to break it down. I'm Precinct Officer Y'all Rum of the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. And again, this is the Monday night history class. We're going to give you the history of something that our nation has been struggling with. And we're going to give you some information on how and show and prove to you that this is an agenda that has been pushed and been primarily pushed to our people in order for it to be accepted worldwide. Okay, this has been in the making for decades. Now, the LGBTQ plus, or Lgbtq, as Captain Tazaria like to call them, have been around since Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, and the Lord has spoke about it then, and we saw what the Lord had did to it then. But now you got people saying that's acceptable. You got whole LGBTQ churches and everything just teaching that it is acceptable. And then you got some pastors who are saying that you can't find it in the New Testament where it's unlawful to be that way. And that's that slippery slope when the Christian church says that the laws are done away with, which we know is not true. The proof in Matthew 5:17 and all throughout the book. Even Christ said, if you want to inherit the kingdom, keep the Lord's commandments. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and break this down into powder. And again, prior to December 15th, 1973, being part of the LGBTQ community was considered a mental illness. And now, since I'm going to read something, it shows that they've tried to change that narrative. And then you can see it all online. When you go to search it, they say, oh, it's not a mental illness. It's how people were born. And nobody is born that way. And we're going to prove that tonight. So a lot of stuff coming out regarding this. And in these last days, the Lord is definitely revealing the truth. And if you're not getting the truth from the ISUPK and the Commanding General Yohana, you're not getting the truth. This is the only place you're going to get the truth. We are the home of the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to bring this out right quick. This is and excuse my words, I'm going to have to, you know, say it certain ways and certain words, certain ways, and speak in code per se, because as you know, when you speak about the LGBTQ, I mean, they will flag your account. They will do whatever they can to shut you down if you go against this machine, this monster known as the LGBTQ. It's almost like if you say Beetlejuice 3 times, here comes the monster that's going to shut you down. So let's jump into this. There's a GAY manifesto. And this is a manifesto that was put out in 1970. And we just talked about how prior to December 15, 1973, LGBTQ was considered a mental illness. And so this was the manifesto put out 3 years prior. And the manifesto tells you the plan. It tells you how the plan is implemented and making change and the progression of pushing this lifestyle onto people. And I'm going to show you how that affects the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and how they targeted the Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to get this pushed. So I'm just going to read a little bit of it, and it's probably going to go a little slow because I'm going to have to make sure I use the proper wording. So, and I'm skip through. This is the GAY Manifesto 1970. Black liberation. This tenuous right now because of the uptightness and supermasculinity of many Black men. So they're already telling you the uptight. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Hey, Trooper Halakaman, how you doing? Tawab?
Shalom. I don't want you. How about Shimmy? How
Let me turn you up right quick.
I'm Tawab, sir.
Oh, Most High in Christ. Good to see you again, brother.
Kamu Khan. Likewise, sir.
All right, excellent. You able to read for me?
Kamu Khan, sir.
All right, excellent. I'm gonna shoot you up. I'll tell you some scriptures, but I'm gonna read this since I got it in my hand, okay? We take me go ahead and go to Romans 1:24, Baba Kusha.
Kamu Khan, sir.
All right, the water. All right, so we start again. So with Black liberation, this tenuous this is tenuous right now because of the uptightness of the suit and super masculinity of black men. Super masculinity of black men. So the ones pushing this LGBTQ agenda knew that black men are so-called super masculine. So what we doing here in the LGBTQ, we're shaking up the world right now because they had tried to put that masculinity to sleep. And now they're talking about in 1970 how super masculine we were. Now you look around, you see men twerking, black men leading cheer squads, black men teaching women how to be demure. You see black men with their nails done, want to be women so badly. So you can see that this agenda has been pushed on us heavily. It's like slavery again. They're beating it into us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get further into that. Despite that, we must support their movement. So they're saying, despite the super masculinity of black men, that the LGBTQ, the GAY manifesto is saying that we need to support their movement, even though they're hyper masculine or super masculine. They're saying we need to support their movement. And this is how they slick infiltrate their way. The scripture says there's Esau's the most subtle beast, right? The most subtle. They're so slick. They are the snake, the serpent, and they just sneak their way into things. Despite that, we must support their movement, particularly when they are under attack from the establishment. So when blacks and Hispanics are under attack from the establishment, hence Black Lives Matter with the George Floyd thing, when we're under attack from the establishment, the police, and anything like that, that's when they creep in and say we need to support them to show that we're good and we're something they can turn to. And we must figure out which our common enemies are: police, city hall, and capitalism. Number 3, Chicanos. That's our Hispanic brothers and sisters. Basically the same problem as with blacks, because they're super masculine as well as of the 1970s. So it's basically the same thing. So they're talking about, I'll breeze through a little bit of it here. Basically the same problem as the blacks, trying to overcome mutual animosity and fear and finding ways to support them. The extra problem of super uptightness, Salakia, and machismo, masculinity, right, among Latin cultures, and the traditional pattern of Mexicans beating up. The word is Queers. And again, I'm trying not to get strikes. Can be overcome. So I know that back when I was a kid, they used to have a term. It was GAY bashing. And I know a lot of y'all around my age or whatever know this term and heard this term. And so it was a true thing when I was coming up. And it says, Mexicans beating up Queers can be overcome. So they're saying we can overcome that. We're both oppressed and by the same people at the top. So they're trying, the LGBTQ is trying to say they're oppressed like blacks and Hispanics and natives are. They're trying to say we have the same oppression. And that's the way they weaseled into our communities and pushed their agenda on us and got us to join their movements. Again, Black Lives Matter was held up by the LGBTQ, black women. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anything to support black males. Nothing to support black males. It's a movement that was funded and by whites and pushed forward by black women who love women. We're gonna keep on. Number 4, white radicals and ideologists were not, as a group, Marxists or communists. We haven't figured out what kind of political economic system is good for us as GAYS. Neither capitalist or socialist countries have treated us as anything other than the grata so far. Let me see. I'm trying to skip through some of this. There's a lot. All right, let's see. And we drop down to this one right here. These last two paragraphs. We can look forward to coalition and mutual support with radical groups if they are able to transcend their anti-GAY and male chauvinist patterns. We support radical and militant demands when they arise, e.g., moratorium, People's Park, but only as a group. We can't compromise or soft pedal our GAY identity. Last thing here on that is problems they face. Because radicals are doing somebody else's thing, they tend to avoid issues which affect them directly and see us as jeopardizing their work with other groups. Workers like blacks, that's what they're saying here. Some years ago, dignitary of SDS on a community organization project announced at an initial staff meeting that there would be no, I don't even know how to say this, homosexuality or dope on the project. And recently in New York, a movement group which had a coffee house get together after a political rally told the GAYS to leave when they started dancing together. It's interesting to note that in this case, the only two groups which supported us were Women's Liberation and the Crazies. The Crazies. When I tell you this LGBTQ community is a mental illness, even in their manifesto, they tell you the only ones that supported them were Women's Liberation and the Crazies. This is part of the proof, and we're just going to keep bringing out the proof that it is a mental illness. And with just like with any mental illness, you need counsel. You may need medication. You need support, because you're not going to be able to fight that demon on your own by self-medicating. And in self-medication can be anything from drugs and alcohol to also laying with a bunch of people of the same sex, or just laying with a bunch of people of the same sex, of the opposite sex. So you need that counsel. And that's what we offer here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. We have counselors like General Mahaim and Captain Cesaria. We have counselors that can assist you, but you have to be willing to recognize that you have an issue and want to have it corrected. You know what I'm saying? So you have to take the counsel. Trooper Halakaman, Baba Shah, go ahead and read Romans 1:25 for me, Baba Shah.
Come on, sir. The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 25.
Salakia. Start at 24.
Salakia, out of one, that would be, what chapter was that, Baba Kashar?
Salakia, same chapter, 1 and 24, Baba Shah.
Oh, come on, sir. The book of Romans, chapter 1 and verse 24. Wherefore, God also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts.
Salakia, stop right there. So the Lord gave them up to uncleanliness, to the lust of their own hearts. A lot of people like to say the Most High made me GAY, made me part of the LGBTQ community. When it says the Lord gave them up to the lust of their own hearts, and we all here in the school know heart means mind. Gave them up to the lust of their own mind. I know a dude who used to say if something was going wrong and he couldn't control it, or somebody was doing something he couldn't control, he said, you want to crash yourself? Crash yourself. Now, I didn't gave you the blueprint on how to live. The Lord gave us the blueprint on how to live.
That's right.
And so here, he just gave them up to their lust of their own minds. Continue, Baba Shah.
Kamakan, through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
To dishonor their own bodies between themselves. When a man comes together with a man, you're dishonoring your body with that man. That's not what your body's made for. Your body's not made for a man to be on top of a man, or a woman to be on top of a woman. We know, we learned early in kindergarten, Square peg, square hole, round peg.
Right.
We learned that in kindergarten. It's not round peg, round peg. That doesn't go together. Keep going, Bubba Shut.
Khan, verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie?
Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie? We know who it is. It's the devil. The devil, the oppressor. The Caucasian changed the truth of the Most High to a lie. God is looking at Caesar Borgia as Christ when he's so far from what Christ was. And he promotes this lifestyle, this LGBTQ lifestyle, because we all know here in the school that Caesar Borgia was part of the LGBTQ. That's what he was. Keep going.
Khan, sir. And worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed.
And worship Salakia, the water. So worship and serve the creature more than the creator. So the creature is what was created. So people want to worship and serve the creature more than they do the Most High God. So they're serving this creature, man, instead of the Most High, going after their own lust. Go ahead.
Who is blessed forever. Amen.
Damn right. Keep going.
Khan, verse 26. For this cause the Most High gave them up to vile affections.
Yes. For this cause the Most High gave them up to vile affections. Who knows what vile means? Some synonyms for vile.
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
Will one of them be disgusting?
Disgusting. That's a good one. Anybody else have anything? That's about all you need. Nasty, disgusting, abominable, horrid. Keep going, Bubba Shut.
Khan, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
So what is the natural use of a woman? The natural use of a woman is to be feminine, be with a man, have babies.
Right.
Now, not all women have to have babies. Not all women have to have a man. Some women may go their whole life without having a man, but damn sure don't have a woman. There's nothing natural about that. The Lord said in Genesis, be fruitful and multiply.
Right.
He created two genders, male and female, created he them, and told them to be fruitful and multiply. That's the natural use right there. Motherhood, womanhood, femininity. That's what it is. Baba Shah, continue.
Khan, verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman.
And also the men, leaving the natural use of a woman. The men don't even want to deal with the women. Right now, there's the Caucasians have been having a crisis the last few years that they're saying they're not reproducing because the men are rather watch video, play video games, or watch adult movies and pleasure themselves. But a lot of them as well are in this LGBTQ community because it's just natural for them to be that way. And then they want to push it on us. They're leaving the natural use of the woman. We already explained what the natural use of a woman was. Right. And so they're leaving that. Continue, Baba Shah.
Khan, sir. Burned in their lust one towards another.
Burned in their lust one towards another. That's man on man. They burned in that lust one towards another. Going against something that's natural, nature. You can see nature in the animals. You can see nature in the plants. How plants reproduce, how animals reproduce, how people reproduce. It's male and female. And they're going against nature, going against what is natural. And that right there, there's just something going on with the wiring. It is a mental issue. no matter how much they try to sweeten it up or change it up, it is clearly a mental issue that needs to be addressed. And it needs counsel. That's what that needs. Keep going, Bubba Shah.
Common sir. Men with men working that which is unseemly.
Oh, unseemly, shameful, just nasty. Working that which is unseemly. Keep going.
Common, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was me.
And then looking at the recompense, the punishment in their error as it's something good, as it's something right. You know, you look at it, that's where you see that pride. You see that pride. Got a Pride Month. What they just have here in Atlanta, they had something that they just jumped off. It was they were expecting 175,000 men for the first Black LGBTQ march here in Atlanta this past weekend. They were expecting 175,000 plus men to come out here and march for the LGBTQ. That's that pride. Now, you know the acts that you're doing keep you at the highest rate of HIV and AIDS.
Right.
Now we got monkeypox coming out again. And the news wanted to say that everybody's being affected by monkeypox. No. Just like HIV and AIDS, the Lord used it to target specific communities. The LGBTQ. That's what that was for. Keep going, Bubba Shah.
Common, sir. Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind.
And even though they want to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Lord gave them over to a reprobate mind. You know what a reprobate is? It's like immoral.
Common.
Immoral, wicked, depraved, bad, debauched. Just some nasty name. Rejected, right? A reprobate mind. Gave them over to that. Go ahead.
Common. To do those things which are not convenient.
To do those things which are not convenient. It's not convenient. I don't care what nobody says. It's not convenient to reach over as a woman on woman and open up your drawer when it's time to have relations and pull out a toy and strap that bad boy on. That's not convenient. That's not convenient. I don't care what they say. That's not convenient. It's definitely not convenient as a man to run up another man's back. That's assault. That is harsh. I don't care. That is not convenient. We weren't made that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not convenient. Keep going, Bubba Shah.
So like I had one if I could, sir.
Go ahead.
That's so heavy, this scripture, because Esau, he attaches rewards and trinkets, in his attempt to make it convenient, like Dwayne Wade, him behaving the way he does, he gets all, benefits and commercials and right. What I'm saying, and allowing his son to be that way. They get right. All type of endorsements, and putting on a dress, you get more movie parts, you get further in Hollywood, so the Esau, he tries to make it, everything he does is against the Most High. He tries to make it convenient when the scripture right here, it says it is not convenient. I yield, sir.
Hey, no, that's heavy point you brought out, and I'm glad you brought out Dwayne Wade. I used to like that dude's game. His game was tough to me. I like how Dwayne Wade played ball. He was he hit the, what I'm saying? That dude was a problem to deal with in Miami. And to look at him now, I can't stand Listen to this brother now. He was calling the Olympic Games for USA men's basketball. And this dude would say, when LeBron James would make a tough play, or any of the players would make a tough play, he said, I know that man. His pronouns are he and him. He kept saying that as an announcer. And it made me have to mute the TV because I didn't want to hear his nasty lips flapping. This nigga then sacrificed his son.
Right.
And no telling what he did to his son to make his son want to be that way. Because y'all know Dwayne Wade is feminine.
Come.
Right. He feminine is all get out. You look at his mannerisms. And I wouldn't be surprised if Gabrielle Union is doing something when that's not convenient, reaching in that drawer and strapping up for that cat.
Come.
I wouldn't be surprised if that came out. Because I tell you like this, I never knew any black man, black father growing up that wanted his son to be part of the LGBTQ.
That's right.
I didn't know any. I was born in the 70s and I didn't know any. I prayed that my son wouldn't be that. And that's before I knew what the cause was of them going down this path. You know what I'm saying? So that's heavy. You brought out Dwayne Wade. Can't stand that dude now. I can't stand that dude. I see him and I turn the channel. You know? And so, yeah, oh man, he done destroyed his son. Destroyed his son. Look at Magic Johnson's son. You 8 foot tall. And you gonna have somebody run up your back, they're gonna need a ladder. It's crazy. Wearing high heels. Gotta have them specially made. You know, by Subaru. It makes no sense.
Right.
But go ahead. You got anything else you want to bring up?
La, sir.
All right, yeah, heavy point. Go ahead, keep going.
Come, sir. Verse 29. Being filled with all unrighteousness. Fornication.
Being filled with all unrighteousness. No law. It's everything going against the law. Keep going.
Come. Fornication.
Fornication is unlawful sex. That's fornication. The Christian church gets it twisted. They want to tell you fornication is if you lay with somebody before you got marriage papers. That's what they want to call fornication. But the pastor's not fornicating when he lay with your child. The priest is not fornicating when he lay with your child and get moved from church to church to church to church. That's not fornication. Fornication is that in the Christian church. That's what they don't consider that fornication. They consider it having sex with somebody before you have paper. You know, but they'll tell you quick to divorce your wife if you want to get another one, or divorce your husband if you want to get another. You know, but keep going.
Come. Wickedness.
Wickedness. We all know what wickedness is.
Come. Covetousness.
Who knows what covetousness is?
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
Would that be wanting something that don't belong to you, wanting something that belong to somebody else?
Right. And always wanting that. It's like greed. Greed, wanting something somebody else has. Having, like, if you look at it in the LGBTQ sense, you can look at it as them having wanting to have multiple partners. Because if you look at the LGBTQ lifestyle, they'll run through a whole bunch of dudes at a club. That's why HIV and AIDS and this monkeypox is so rampant in that community, is because of their lifestyle, how they want to run from one to another to another to another to another to another, and there's no going back, no sticking with anybody. It's just run to the next one. That's that greed, you know, and that's how all the heebie-jeebies is spread. And then here in Atlanta, which they don't talk about it very much anymore, but I know it still exists, and it's beyond Atlanta too. Houston is real big as well. Los Angeles, New York, they just don't talk about it like they do here. But that damn down low is so wicked. It's so wicked. And a lot of time these women, these wives know what for those that don't know, down low brothers was a term that I remember hearing like in the 90s. You know, I don't know if it was before the 90s, but I think I was hearing about it in the 90s. Growing up in LA, hear about it out here in Georgia about the down low brothers. They even made movies about it where brothers will be married to a woman and possibly have a whole family and children with this woman. But when they go out with the fellas, they sleeping with the fellas and they call them down low. It's the same thing as being closeted. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't see there being a such thing as being bi. Right. You just greedy and trying to destroy somebody. You know what I'm saying? So what these down low brothers are doing to these sisters, and if these sisters know their man is down low, you need to get some counsel, because they're giving these sisters AIDS. They're giving them all these heebie-jeebies, and then these sisters may leave the relationship or may still be in a relationship because their man is no longer dealing with them, and they go to another brother, and then they give that brother the heebie-jeebies. And that stuff you can't shake. I don't care how much Victarvi or whatever that stuff is you can take on, and they're trying to glorify having HIV and AIDS, talking about you take this pill and it's not detective. You can't detect it anymore. And then they have the commercials where everybody's hopping and skipping and smiling and prancing and, you know, all types of stuff. But it's a wicked thing. It's so wicked. And that's that greed. You don't care how you hurting others. You just want to feed that demon that's inside you by running up into anything and everything you can all the time. Keep going, Baba Shah.
Come on, sir. Maliciousness.
What's that? You hear people say it with malicious intent. Like in the news, he destroyed the family with malicious intent. That's evil. That's like hatred. You know, villainous. You know, different things like that. And in the LGBTQ community, you'll see that with these, especially with the men. With those men, they have a hatred for women. They hate them. That incident that took place a year or two ago down in Mexico.
Come on, sir.
You know what I'm talking about, right? That LGBTQ brother unalived that sister down there.
Yeah.
While everybody watched, while the rest of the people watched them do that. That should have been a hint and a half for your ass to these sisters out there.
Yeah.
The only reason, well, I can't say the only reason, one of the reasons that this community flourishes in the black community is because black women allow it to and promote it. Black women, you talk to a lot of these black women, they got a friend that's in the LGBTQ community, and it's usually a man. And best believe, brothers, if you have a wife or woman you dealing with that got a friend, a good friend that's in that community, that's a dude, best believe they sleeping together. Best believe it. We just talked about that greed, right? We just talked about that. Best believe they're sleeping together. And they have these men have ill intent towards women. Also the transgender. You look at them. You never see, like, for example, in mixed martial arts and fighting, right? You never see a born woman, and it's sad I gotta say that, a born female saying, I want to transition to a male and get into the UFC and fight men. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Who we got? Hey, Shalom Shukta.
Shalom. Shalom. How about you? Sorry, Troop.
Hey, Shalom, Troop. How you doing, sir?
Tawab.
How you doing, Adawan?
Hey, Tawab, the water fast. Good to see you, Tawab.
Khan.
Most High in Christ. Most High in Christ. If you got anything, let me know, okay?
Count on, sir.
All right, the water for joining. So like I was saying, with these Decepticons, I like to call them, right? They get in there and they get into these arenas where they can go against women because they have a hatred for women. It could be something that women have done to them in their past to make them that way. They didn't protect them because, didn't protect them from the abuse that they suffered as a child, or, they just hate them because they, when they say you hate me because you ain't me, it could be that as well. But they have this hatred for these women, and then they go after these women with reckless abandon. You look at what we just saw in the Olympics. They said that they said in the boxing, they said, look, this thing is a female, but she just has high levels of testosterone. And then you had another one that was Asian that they said was a female but had high levels of testosterone. Well, once you get them two together and let them fight each other,
Right.
why you got to put her in there with a woman and had a woman get their face bashed in? Phelan Fox, I think her name is Phelan Fox, broke the sister's face to pieces fighting in there. They have so much anger, and it's due to the trauma they have suffered. So they the last one you should put in the ring with a female. And if you're a female and you see a male coming into your sport, hey, do like them women did in the swimming and said, we're not swimming with you. In the college, they said, we're not swimming.
That's right.
You go and swim yourself. Because if you really thought you was something, get in the ring with a man. Get in the ring with a man that has trained and see how that goes down. But they just want to take their aggression out on the women. It's lucky. All right, keep going.
Salakia, Ron, if I could, real quick, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And you know what's so heavy on, like they had, when we was coming up, you could try out for the wrestling team, So now they got little kids wrestling, like if you're a little boy, you could, they'll put you up against a girl that's your same age, in the sport of wrestling now in these like in middle school now.
You know what? That's crazy to me. That's super crazy. I'm gonna bring out another one. Now, as you said, that reminded me of something that I hadn't thought about in years. Because when I was in high school, there was on our football team, they had allowed a female to join the football team. Now she looked like Sling Blade. She was built like a troll, and she looked like Sling Blade. It was a female, a devil female. I mean, oh boy, she was an ugly one. She looked like a rock monster. And if you would have looked at her off rip, you would have thought it was a dude. But they swore up and down as a female. And they let her join the football team. And in one practice, she broke one of the men's jaws in football. Damn. And I was like, that's not a female. that's ma'am. It's ma'am to you, So, but yeah, I remember that in high school. So, this, like we read earlier from the GAY manifesto, it's part of their doing. This has been something that they have been implementing since 1970, trying to get everything to change and push their agenda over the world. And we see it in full force right now. The only way, I want to say the water to Officer Cassiad too, because he gave me some good information as well. But the only way, we are too far gone now. It don't matter who they elect as president. It can be Kamala Harris. It can be what's his name, Trump. It don't matter. There's no turning this back. No turning this back other than the Most High. The Most High is gonna have to bring fire to this to burn this cancer out. This LGBTQ is spreading like a cancer, and they're pushing it on our children. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else got something? All right. Bokshah, keep going.
Come, sir. Full of envy.
Full of envy. We know what envy is. They want to be like what they're not. You know, they're envious of these women, just like we were just talking about how they want to beat these women down because it's envy. They're full of envy. Keep going.
Come. Murder.
We just talked about that as well. They will get their hands on you and do whatever they want to you, women, ladies. And don't think it's just to the ladies, because they're abusive heavily in their own relationships with one another. And we're going to get into that too. Keep going.
Come. Debate.
They're huge into the debate, which is like strife. When they battle those inner demons, internal demons. Keep going.
Come. Deceit.
We all know, hey, these transformers are all about that deceit.
Right.
All about that deceit. And then you find them on the news. Now, look, I'm gonna say it like this.
That's
you
right.
find them on the, you see it on the news every now and then. One of these Decepticons, one of these Transformers, was unalived by and it's usually a brother that unalives them. And now, sometimes in the case is the brother is part of that community, down low possibly, and that Decepticon talked about outing them. And we saw what what's the singer? It wasn't Trey Songz, was it? Who's that singer that was at the hotel? Oh man, what's the dude's name? Frankie Ocean. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Frank Ocean. I've heard
Frank
of him.
Ocean.
I heard of him at one.
Yeah, so a few years ago, he was in a hotel with one of them Decepticons. And the Decepticon was filming him trying to get up out of there. He was running. And so you'll see sometimes in cases where the brother don't want to be outed and the Decepticon says, I'm going to out you. And then there's part of that unaliving. Also, you get the unaliving when, Salaki, remember 1 second. Salaki, give me one moment.
Come at one, no sweat.
So you get the unaliving as well when they pull that trickery on the brother, and then the brother's like, wait a minute, you a dude?
Right.
You a dude? And I feel for brothers that go through that. Because that deceit right there is so wicked. That's evil right there. That is so evil. But I mean that's another reason why you should follow the UPK. And we got a 6-month rule in here, which actually adds up to be about a year. And you'll find ins and outs about somebody, or you even touch them. I mean, you'll be able to look at baby pictures, you know, birth certificates, and figure out what you're dealing with. You know, anybody else got anything on it? All right, keep going.
Come, sir. Malignity.
And malignity is intense will to do harm to others. That's what that is. We just covered that. Keep going.
Come. Whisperers.
You know, whisperers are when they're like closeted. You know, when you whisper, you don't want everybody to know. It's a secret, right? So whisperers are closeted, and that's what they say. They're in the closet. They stay in the closet. You know, and they got a term now, and I'm gonna have to find it. I thought I had wrote it down, but I'm gonna have to find this term. But there's a term when the LGBTQ members are it's like internal homophobic, something like that, internalized homophobic. When they're in a relationship, but they're still homophobic. You know, they're fighting that demon of lust with the same sex. And so there's a term which ties into the being closeted. But go ahead.
Con. Verse 30, backbiters.
Backbiters. Now look, that could be taken a couple ways. Backbiter, but we know backbiters are ones that talk behind your back, you know,
Right,
and you can just, when you hear them speak, it's always some type of gossip.
Right.
You know, they try to be more than a woman. They try to be extra. And that's another thing. They put on all this makeup trying to be extra. And then what gets me now is when I see sisters that have a lot of makeup on, it makes me wonder, are you really a sister?
Yeah.
You don't need all that damn makeup on your face. You don't need all that. All that extra weave, you don't need all that. You know, I know they try. It's almost like they're trying to compete with the, because women weren't like that before. They didn't wear like cakes and cakes and cakes of makeup on. Right. But it seems like they're trying to compete with this demon, you know. But women, there is no competition. Black, Hispanic, Native Indian women, a born man cannot compete with y'all. Y'all are the truth as far as that goes. Keep going.
Con. Haters of the Most High.
Haters of the Most High. And we know they hate the Most High because if you love the Most High, you keep his commandments.
That's right.
If you don't keep his commandments, you hate them. And that's for all you Christians out there thinking that the law sections are done away with. Law sections and commandments are done away with. It tells you about that. Keep going.
Con. Despiteful.
Despiteful. Uh-huh.
Con. Proud.
Proud. We spoke about that pride. We already did that. Keep going.
Con. Boasters.
Boasters. They are, and this goes with that pride as well. They want to flaunt that all in your face and push it and push it and push it, which again is part of that what we spoke of earlier with the GAY manifesto. Keep going.
Con. Inventors of Salakia. Inventors of evil things.
Inventors of evil things. Those things those people do to each other, that's evil, man. That's evil. That is evil. You run up another man's back, that's evil.
Right.
That right there is like right there with unaliving somebody.
Yeah.
You know, and that just keep going, Barbara Shaw. I don't want to stay on that too long.
Con, sir. Disobedient to parents.
And we already know they're definitely disobedient to parents. Hiding in the closet, don't want to come out to their parents. Keep going.
Con. Verse 31. Without understanding.
Keep going.
Covenant breakers.
You know, covenant breakers. Keep going, because they definitely don't keep that. Like I said, they be running from one to another. Keep going.
Con. Without natural affection.
Without natural affection. What they're doing is not natural, so they're not going to have the natural affection. You look at those relationships within the LGBTQ community, and there's no natural affection. It's more of a physical thing. They don't have that connection. It's like when you have a rib and you lay with your rib, you're supposed to lay with your rib, and that builds a connection. That's what that builds when you lay with your rib, a connection. And so every now and then you're supposed to lay with your rib, and it builds that connection. Their lifestyle is unnatural. It doesn't build a connection. It's just a physical thing in the demon of lust they're trying to fulfill. Keep going.
Con, sir. Implacable.
Implacable, which means it's like unforgiving. They're not forgiving. Keep going.
Con. Unmerciful.
Unmerciful. Same thing. Not forgiving. That's them in a nutshell. Let's see. Wait for 1 second. Let's go on and knock down 32. Let's get the last verse.
Con, sir. Romans chapter 1 and verse 32. Who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death.
Dang. So anybody living that lifestyle is worthy of death. Hence HIV. Hence the GAY bashing. All these things come against them. Worthy, the mental illness causes them to self-unalive. The Lord has told us, and this affects black people, which we'll get more into, more than any other, blacks and Hispanics more than anybody else, because this is not natural for us. The Lord is telling us here in these scriptures. It's not natural for us. So we're definitely going to have more issues when we try to do this. That's like when we eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, we're the ones that have the health issues.
Right.
The heathen don't have them issues like we do because we're built different. The Lord tells us what we can and what we cannot do. This is wisdom. And it's up to us to follow that wisdom. Keep going.
Khan. Not Salakia. Salakia, verse 32. Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them.
Not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. Yo, that right there is heavy to me. You know, so it's the Lord has given us a warning of what's to come, and showed us what to look for, and it's up to us to be diligent and look for that. Again, it's this counsel. This is all a mental illness, especially for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because we're not built to live this way. In Sodom and Gomorrah, them was Hamites. And then let them have that.
Right.
We so quick to want to latch on to somebody else's stuff when we have the most important in the world. We have this Bible. This is ours. This Bible is for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is not for everybody. These are our laws, our rules, our history. This is our Constitution and how we should live. It's not for everybody. They don't suffer what we suffer when we go against what's in this Bible. But we want to continue to follow what they do, even seeing how it doesn't work out for us. It don't work out for us. It's just like when we get pulled over by a cop, when Caucasians get pulled over by a cop, right? And especially the young ones, they're like, why you pull me over? Who are you? I want your supervisor. Get him here now. But I don't care. And then they'll get out the car and the cop is telling them, stay in the car, stay in the car. No, you get in your car. Let black people try it. What happens to black people? Black people say, I'm a sovereign citizen. I know my law. I know my rights. I'm a sovereign citizen. And the cop's like, get back in the car. No, I don't have to. This is unlawful. Stop. Doo, doo, doo. And it's over. We are not them.
Right.
We are special people unto the Lord. Deuteronomy 7:6.
Right.
Our God. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, drop that. Give me Leviticus 20:13, Bubba Shut. Leviticus 20:13.
Come, sir.
So again, we're special people unto the Lord, our God. And the Lord had told us when we do these things, like with the unforgiven, with the LGBTQ, he's given us warnings. He's given us warnings in the beginning of the book. You got that?
Come, sir.
Go ahead, Baba Shah.
Come. Leviticus chapter 20 and verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman.
Well, hold up right there.
Salakia.
So if a man lie with mankind, like he lies with a woman. So if men lay with men, go ahead.
Come. Both of them have committed an abomination.
Both of them has committed something that's disgusting and the Lord hates. Everybody want to say the Lord don't hate. The Lord hates that. He hates that act. Go ahead.
Come. They shall surely be put to death.
and they shall surely be put to death. Not maybe, not sometimes, but surely be put to death. Go ahead.
Khan. Their blood shall be upon them.
And their blood shall be upon them. When you think of blood being upon them, it's like you can look at it in several ways. When you live that lifestyle and you get HIV, your blood is upon you, meaning your blood is killing you, unliving you. Your blood is doing that. Your blood is upon you. Or we'll see later on with the mental illness that we're unaliving ourselves when living this lifestyle and not getting the help we need to get. So our blood is on our hands. Your blood is upon you. You follow me?
Khan, sir.
Excellent, excellent. So we're going to switch gears just a little bit, still same topic, but you think about reasons Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can't deal with this like the other nations. We have a harder time dealing with this lifestyle more than other nations. Let's see here. I'm going to read this right quick. According to some studies, LGBTQ people are more likely to experience mental health issues than heterosexual people. These issues may be due to a number of factors, including societal stigma, targeted violence, and prejudice. Some studies have found that LGBTQ young people are at a higher risk of major depression. And a lot of times that depression comes, and they try to say it's from the society not liking them. But we know in the society today that they truly support them. So it's not from society not dealing with you, because we can't even say, like I said, the GA word. You say it 3 times and it's like Candyman's coming to get you. You can't say it. So we know it's not a problem with society not supporting them, because society supports them. So major depression, generalized anxiety disorder, conduct disorder, nicotine dependence, substance abuse, and it goes from society and them dealing with all these issues, and this is the PTSD, the post-traumatic stress disorder that they're dealing with from when they were assaulted as a child. Mm-hmm. And they don't want to bring that up in this here. And then they say suicidal ideation and suicide attempts. So here they are unaliving themselves. Now this is in the Black community, right? As well as heavier in the Black community than it is in any other community. Other studies have found that non-heterosexual adults are twice as likely to report symptoms of poor mental health. So people of the LGBTQ community are twice as likely than heterosexual people to report symptoms of poor mental health, such as anxiety, depression, and more than heterosexual adults. Bisexual adults may be at the highest risk of meeting the threshold for disorder symptoms. In the mid-20th century, American psychiatry was influenced by psychiatric perspectives. As a result, the American Psychiatric Association, APA, classified homosexuality as a psychopathic personality disturbance. There's that proof right there. In the first edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, DSM-1, in 1952. In 1968, the APA reclassified heterosexuality. All right, what? Salakia. In 1968, the APA reclassified homosexuality as a sexual deviation in the second edition of the DSM-2. However, in 1973, the APA removed homosexuality from its list of mental illness. And we read in that earlier, I want the water, appreciate you. And we read earlier in that the GAY manifesto why it was removed. It was removed so they can push this agenda, push the agenda. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep pushing here. I got a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna get through it all, but we're gonna keep pushing. What up, y'all, for rocking with me today? You know what I'm saying? This is a heavy topic because our people weren't accepting of this. And there's still a few of us that hold on, but then you get it in the Christian church, and the Christian church is pushing it. The Christian church and the pastors of the Black Christian church, and Hispanic churches, and the Catholic churches are of their father, the devil, just like the scripture says. They do the will of their father, the devil, which is the Caucasian, who works for Satan, one of Satan's angels. And so that's what they do. And they push this onto us. And they keep pushing it. And we know something in our spirit says it's wrong. That's why the numbers of the self-unaliving for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are through the roof. Because we know it goes against what our spirit is. Our spirit says. It's not in our DNA to be that way. Most are. And then Salakia. But PTSD, I'm gonna read this. If you think about it, we as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians already suffer through PTSD, living in the war zones that we live in, coming up the way we've come up. In a lot of cases, in our neighborhoods, it's a consistent war zone. We're going to sleep with gunshots at night or being woke up by gunshots. We're seeing our brothers and sisters unalived in the street. So in some cases, stepping over bodies, dodging bullets ourselves. You know, getting unalived in your sleep from a stray bullet.
Right.
That has lasting effects on our people. We're the only people that can go through this mess here and still survive. But it does have lasting effects. Yes. I mean, even the thing of being pulled over by the police. As soon as you see them cops get behind you, you don't even have to get pulled over. You see the cop get behind you, you automatically want to sit up a little bit in your seat, turn your music down a little bit. That's PTSD. Because you see what has happened to you before, or you see what happened to your family, your uncles, your parents, whoever before. They're unaliving us, and so that just sinks into us.
Yeah. Even
when we were in slavery, we have PTSD from that. So what makes you think adding this lifestyle to ourselves, because nobody punished Uncle Jimmy when he had assaulted us as a child, but we had to sit across from him every Thanksgiving, looking at him in his face, stuff his fat face with turkey, while our parents did nothing to help us escape this predator. And he has not been punished. So we grew up thinking that being part of the LGBTQ lifestyle is okay. He wasn't punished for what he did to me, so it must not be a bad thing. So I was born this way, when it's the opposite. We're not born this way. Nobody is born this way. You are made this way. Just like a vampire makes a or I should say like a zombie makes another zombie through a bite. You were attacked and made this way. Nobody's born this way. The Lord didn't make us to be born this way.
Right.
But since Uncle Jimmy is not being held accountable for what he did to you, or even your mama's boyfriend, that happens so much in the Black and Hispanic community. Women think it's okay to kick their man out the house, then they go get another random man and another random man, and then he assaults your daughter or your sons. And then when your daughter or your son tell you about it, you don't say nothing about it. Oh, I don't want to lose a good thing. I can't. That's not true. That didn't happen to you. That didn't happen to you. Stop talking like that. Shut your mouth. Get out. Just get out.
Come.
You could look down here in Atlanta right now and see all the homeless. And you see young homeless people who've been kicked out of their houses, and a lot of it's due to that situation. Look at Saucy Santana. I didn't even know who this nigga was until recently. Y'all saw where his mama came out and talked about him?
Come, sir.
That's a sad situation right there. But it's a little too late right now. She didn't protect him from his own damn uncle and other family members. They said they were passing him around. And now you got this big nigga with a big old beard rocking stilettos, twerking. This needs to stop. We need to protect our children.
That's right.
Black woman, Hispanic woman, and I'm not going to even leave the men out of this as well, need to protect our children. Forget that man or that predator, that cousin. I got family who have in-laws, and they know the whole one side of the in-laws family are predators. They've got a hold of just about everybody. So my family is like, I'm not bringing my children around them. And I'm like, most high in Christ, don't bring them around them. I want to have them around them for 1 second. Because these predators are slick, conniving. Want you to sit on their lap, you know what I'm saying? Get you alone so they can do whatever they want to do to your children. But Salaki, I digress. I'm going to keep going. Went off on a little bit of a rant there.
No, you twab Adawan.
Hey, why you got something to add?
No, that Salaki Adawan, that's those are some heavy points that you're bringing out, and that's a prime, I almost called the cat Santana Montana. But that's a prime example when you don't put the evil. Hey, and it's another term they got, and it's we can use it without getting flagged. They're using the term the gingerbread men,
Oh, the gingerbread men, huh?
Con, sir. But that's what happens when the evil is not put away. In the Christian church, they're able to do those things. They allow them to do those things and still remain there, and the evil just spreads.
Right.
So I but not in the ISUPK, those things is not going on. You can't come up here. You can't come up in here with that.
Damn right.
I yield, Adawan.
No, hey, great points. Great points. Look, I don't know if I'm gonna call them the gingerbread men, though, but oh, Slacky, let me take this off. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna call them the gingerbread men, but yeah, we won't get flagged for that one. But look, it made me feel like I need to take a shower. It was already tough enough pulling this information and doing all the research, and now my YouTube gonna be flooded. You know how the internet do. Once you look up something, it's gonna push all types of nastiness on you. So right here, I got something to read as well with the violence. So that the violence is so heavy within this community, a lot of people don't understand that. But trauma breeds trauma. Violence breeds violence. People in these communities, a lot of times, are violent because nobody protected them. And now that they get a little older, they feel they can protect themselves, and they end up lashing out on people because they have not dealt with the mental issues the mental demons, I should say, that have been placed on them after dealing with these situations, these traumatic situations. Right. Like, for example, with lesbian partners, there's a whole thing about lesbians and the violence that they have with each other. And then I'm reading this here. This is lesbian partner violence fact sheet. Fact sheet. Wow. Ooh. And it says And this is by Susan Rose, PhD, National Violence Against Women Prevention Research Center, University of Missouri, St. Louis. It says, what is lesbian partner violence? Partner violence is lesbian and GAY relationships recently have been identified as an important social problem. Partner or domestic violence among lesbians has been defined as including physical violence, sexual, and psychological abuse. So they're abusing each other sexually as well. And this is woman on woman. Although researchers have most often studied physical violence. Now you would think when you have a same-sex couple, you know they basically have gone through the same thing as a child, through that assault as a child. They've gone through that. You would think that they would have some sort of empathy for what the other one went through because you can relate. But no, you want to be violent towards your partner. That's a mental issue.
That's right, Adawan.
You don't even have empathy for somebody who you supposedly love. We talked about that there's no love. It's a physical thing with them. Now, of course, you can love somebody of the same sex, your brother, whatever. But as far as relationship-wise, it's not that way. They don't have any love by doing that. They don't have any empathy for that person because they went through the same thing. They should understand how it feels. Let's keep going. How common is lesbian partner violence? It says about 17 to 45% of lesbians report having been victim of at least one act of physical violence perpetrated by a lesbian partner. And it says types of physical abuse named by more than 10% of participants in one study include disrupting others' eating or sleeping habits. So keep in mind these numbers, 17 to 45% reported. Now we know a lot of them are ashamed to admit that they have been abused in the past as children. They won't admit that. So now we're saying 17 to 45% have reported. Those are just the ones that have reported. Imagine the numbers that haven't reported.
Right.
But they're saying these are some of the things that are included in that, the abuse patterns. They said they've been some of this disrupting others' eating or sleeping habits. So they disrupt their eating or sleeping habits by the abuser. Pushing or shoving, driving recklessly to punish, and slapping, kicking, hitting, or biting. Children bite. Children bite when they're being attacked. If you had children, look, I know you know about biting. That's their way to defend themselves or to stress their anger, or that's how they do. They bite. They revert back to that mentality of biting. So, and I'm going to continue. Sexual abuse by women partner has been reported by up to 50% of lesbians. Sexual abuse by their partner. You went through this as a child. This is what made you, by not dealing with this, has made you the demon that you are. By somebody not getting the person that turned you, like Jeremiah Hyman said, like with a vampire, you have a maker. The same thing with the LGBTQ community. They have makers. So you're doing the same thing to somebody that's already suffered this, just like you suffered it. Abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, that mental game that they play has been reported as occurring at least one time by 24% to 90% of lesbians. That right there is crazy. I'm not going to go through all this because there's a whole lot. And it's sad. Now, this is for white people. These are the white people that have come forth about this. And you know how blacks and Hispanics do. When we do something, we do it to the best. We're the best at it. when it comes to being LGBTQ, you saw all them men gathering down there in Louisiana last month wearing the red. Y'all see that?
Lawson.
Yeah, they went down there wearing all red in dresses and skirts, the men doing it. And we have to do things to the fullest. We have to be better than everybody, even when it comes to being disgusting and sinning. So you know our numbers are going to be much greater. And this said up to 90% were saying that they had been in violent relationships with their partner. So Salaki, go ahead and pull Proverbs 11 and 14 for me, Bubba Shah. Proverbs 11 and 14.
Fuck it, bro.
Go ahead.
So look, imagine, because you look at the WNBA.
Oh boy.
You got, oh wait, I know a lot of them.
He said, look at the WNBA. Go ahead.
You know, a lot of them sisters in that WNBA, you know, majority of them, they're lesbians.
Yeah, he said the majority in the WNBA are about that lifestyle. And you know what else? There's been reports that when new members come to the WNBA, they are pressured into becoming that lifestyle.
Right.
They said they get harassed and bullied because they're not, and they're pressured into becoming that lifestyle.
Right, because I forget the sister's name, but she was bullied. She's like, yeah, I was pressured and bullied because I'm a straight woman. Because she left the NBA early.
Right. I saw that as well. The sister said she was pressured and bullied because she was a straight woman. And she left the NBA early, the WNBA early.
And see, that just goes to show you, you know, just how violent these people are.
Very, very violent. And it's sad because nobody defended them in their time when they needed defense.
Right.
Which mentally broke them. And it's sad. So y'all think I'm getting on here and I'm just bashing these people. I'm bashing our people. I'm not. I'm letting you know that this is a mental illness and it needs to be dealt with. It doesn't need to be swept up under the rug. It needs to be dealt with. And you can get it dealt with here with the council of in the school under the generals. You can get counsel for that. We have counseling for issues such as this. But Salakia, let me I'm gonna have you read that in a second, Bubba Shah. There's one moment. Go ahead.
Quick, that is the problem because we always want to sweep it under the rug. Nobody, instead of dealing with it. That's been the problem for way too long.
It has been. It has been a huge problem. I'm gonna bring out another article right quick, and then, matter of fact, go ahead and read that for me, Bubba Shah.
Concert. Proverbs chapter 11 and verse 14. Where no counsel is, the people fall.
Where no counsel is, if there's no counsel, the people fall. The people fall. And that's where our people are right now. They're falling because they don't know there's counsel out there in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Our people fall. And we fall for anything. We fall into traps. We fall into following everything, anything that's not for us. Keep going.
Concert. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety.
And that's a heavy scripture to me. Because in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. There's safety. And that's what our people are lacking right now. We don't have that safety. We don't have that because your Christian pastor is not a counselor. You can't go to somebody that's committing worse sins than you are and maybe committing the sins that happened to you and consider them a counselor.
Right.
They're still doing the same disgusting thing. You can't consider them a counselor. They got their nerve because you go to get counsel from them and they licking their chops the whole time thinking about, well, oh, you're telling me your weaknesses, telling me what has happened to you and what you can't fight against. Let me figure my way to worm myself into that so I can get a piece of that too.
Like that one.
Go ahead.
That's so heavy, you know, the Chris just think about it. The Christian church is full of all these vulnerable women.
Right.
You know, and they, they sit down, they go to the pastors, they go in the pastor's room, his office or whatever, and they just sit down and tell them, all their problems, and they just, the pastor just looking at them like a wolf looking at a sheep.
Damn right.
Hey,
that's true.
Yeah.
That's so true. Licking their chops, right?
Con, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you see it because these pastors are now, look, I'm telling you, what they keep saying, 2024 is the year of the truth.
Right.
The Lord is pulling everybody's whole card, isn't he? Everybody's being exposed. I mean, these pastors, you can't turn on the TV or you'll find them on YouTube in the news because they try to keep that hush on TV. But you can't turn it on a lot of times and not see where these pastors have gone off. You got pastors marrying men. You got pastors getting caught with young boys.
Right.
There's a pastor just recently in Florida that came out. He was with a young boy in the car. And the cop pulled up on him, and they in the back seat. He got his pants down. And he's like, what are you doing? Oh, I was just showing him something. You disgusting bastard.
Right.
You can't trust you can't trust these pastors.
Right.
They've been lying to you off rip. They're all about the money, and they show you all the time. All about the money and their lust. They're what we've been speaking about in this Bible.
That's right.
Slack you, sir. But from Eddie Long, Kirk Franklin, we can't see that.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Monsar said from between Eddie Long and Kirk Franklin, we can't see what's going on. No, we can't. I'm sorry to say. Us as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we blind and we stupid. I love my people. But I just call it like it is. It's that hard-headedness. You know what? I see a lot of our people they want to be lawless. They don't want to follow law, statutes, and commandments. They don't want to. They say, the Lord tell you it's not grievous because it's not hard.
That's right.
We all know here that it's not hard to follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Don't be a disgusting bastard.
That's right.
It's not hard. If you're having trouble, get counsel. We all had demons to deal with, and we still deal with demons, but we fight them.
Right.
We fight them. We get the counsel on how to fight them. You know what I'm saying? We are trying to endure to the end.
Right.
Right? So yeah, I'm gonna bring out another. Anybody got anything else to say on that?
Salaki, I got a precept if I could, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Khan, the book of Isaiah, chapter 56 and verse 10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark. Sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber.
Damn right.
Khan.
Keep going.
Verse 11. Yea, they are greedy dogs, which can never have enough.
Hey, that's so true. And who are our watchmen? Our watchmen are the Christian pastors. Those are our watchmen. And they said they're all dumb dogs. What's it mean to be dumb? It's an old English term, dumb. Not, you know what I'm saying? Like today you'll say, hey, dummy. But go ahead, Mozart.
Slovakia, deaf, dumb is like not deaf, can't hear, can't see, can't speak.
So dumb is not speaking.
Right, okay. Well,
that's what it is. Like if somebody's dumb, they don't speak. Dumb dogs. And what good is a dog that is dumb? A dog that don't bark.
Slovakia is no good.
No good. No good. Might as well sell him to the Chinese. He no good.
Right.
If you have a dog that don't bark, that's no good. That can't help you. And hey, that's a heavy precept. And we can also go further, going to Jeremiah 14:2. Judah mourneth, The gates thereof languish, right? The gates thereof are our protection. Gates are put up for our protection, and they languish, meaning they're weak. Our protection is supposed to be the Christian pastor, right? Okay. But they're weak. That's what we're dealing with. Hey, great precept.
Most High in Christ.
And Salakia, you got any more you want to bring out? You Tawab.
I'm Tawab.
All right. I'm in Christ. So let's see here. I got quite a bit to get through right quick. All right, we coming down to the end of time here. All right, so I'm gonna read this right quick. This is structural oppression and unaliving, self-unaliving in Black LGBTQ men. All right, this is an article I was able to pull from this is Michigan Psychological Association, MPA. And so this article speaks about the structural oppression. Structural oppression. Now, we already know as a people, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we stay oppressed. They don't want what we got going on in the ISUPK getting out. That's why they do whatever they can to shut us down whenever they can. Right. They don't want our word getting out, because what we say is what the Most High says and what Christ says to do. They don't want that, because here we fix people. We strengthen people. We counsel people. Yeah. We are those gates that don't languish. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are here in ISUPK. So this article, I'm gonna read a little bit of this briefly. Let's see. Jim Wendell. This was March 5th. So Jim Wendell, if transgender youth have transgender youth have high rates of mental health problems, what about LGBTQ men, especially Black LGBTQ men? Are they at risk of depression and self-unaliving? Or if so, why? A study recently published in the Journal of Research on Adolescence in a special issue devoted to a system of oppression in Black youth examines how structural oppression and anti-LGBTQ policies in individual U.S. states intersect and can predict self-unaliving risk. Excuse me. So again, they don't want to say, now they're saying the oppression, right? They're not talking about the PTSD that we've already gone through as a people, you know, in our neighborhoods, dealing with sick uncles and aunties, because I'm not going to let y'all women off the hook either, because these aunties be nasty too. They be nasty. Ask R. Kelly. They created a damn monster with him. And that's from aunties. So I'm going to keep going. The researchers from Rutgers School of Public Health and other universities assessed a group of 497 Black and 1,536 white, GAY, bisexual, and other sexual minority men between the ages of 16 and 25. The group study came from a 2017 to 2018 internet-based U.S. national survey. The results of the study indicate that self-unaliving rates among Black youth are increasing at higher rates than other racial ethnic community in the U.S. But the research also found that self-unaliving amongst Black sexual minority youth is largely under-researched. The reason we are unaliving ourselves, being part of this community, is because the Lord told us our blood will be on our hands. Remember, we read that earlier. Our blood will be on our hands. So we're unaliving ourselves at a crazy rate that they're saying here that a lot of it's not being reported as such, because that's not the lifestyle that the Lord meant for us to have. Right. I'm going to continue. The Rutgers School of Public Health researchers found anti-Black and anti-LGBTQ policies linked to iniquities in states, housing, education, incarceration, and economic opportunity among Black and LGBTQ communities are associated with self-unaliving risk factors. I don't understand that. They're trying to say it's the environment that is causing these people to do this to themselves. When if you look at it, the Black community here in Atlanta, Georgia, especially, is so accepting of that lifestyle. So that makes no sense to me. That makes no sense to me. Because here in Atlanta, everywhere you go, look, even Chick-fil-A has been. I remember when Chick-fil-A said they wouldn't let no LGBTQ work for them because they're a Christian organization, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now you can pull up to any Chick-fil-A and you'll see they got them in there, boy, flag pins and all. They got the rainbow pins and all. So it is accepted by society, not just here, but if you look at the Palestinian march they had up in Chicago at the DNC, they marching for that as well.
Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
So you say Chick-fil-A trim their ways, huh?
Trim their ways. But it's already part of them anyway.
Khan.
Already, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was heavy to me. You know, so I'm gonna grab another scripture here. Because talking about that DNC, what also gets me, we talk about the hate. We broke down earlier in the scripture about the hate and how these groups, these LGBTQ groups, LGBTQs, how they hold on to their anger, how they hold on to this because they never had an outlet. It was never recognized of what was happening to them was wrong. They never saw that, so they hold on to this anger. And if you look at the DNC with the Democratic thing that took place up in Chicago last week, they had, and what blows my mind is the lesbian community is always marching for abortion. I'm like, y'all get together. You can't. You doing this? You can't have no babies doing that, and yet you supporting abortion. That's a conversation. You don't have a dog in the fight. You don't. But they were the first ones on the line to support that. That right there tells me it's a mental illness. And with that being said, look, LGBTQ couples should not be able to adopt children.
Right.
I'm saying they should not be able to adopt children.
That's right.
That trauma has happened to them. And I hear people always say, oh, they're the best parents. They're the best parents. No, they're not.
That's right.
They're not the best parents. Look at their lifestyle. We're showing you about the violence and the majority percentage of violence in those households.
Right.
And then you're confusing the hell out of children. You know what I'm saying? That's how they multiply, by attacking other children. Everything in life has the mindset. Everything living has the mindset to increase its numbers. You know, like the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply. And don't think LGBTQs don't multiply either. They multiply. They multiply the same way they became part of that group. They multiply and push it on others. So no, I don't think that the LGBTQ should adopt children. You know, they shouldn't get the perks of a heterosexual relationship. You know, they shouldn't get those perks. You know, and as far as parenthood goes, I look at the actress Charlize Theron, the South African, right? The white woman that's South African. Still blows my mind. And she came over here and adopted 2 little black boys. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Oh, God.
Yeah, so you know she played in the movie Monster, which I think she got some awards for the movie Monster. And so they look at her as one of the most pretty Edomite actresses out there. So she came here, adopted 2 little black boys, and I was hoping they were African, but I did some research on them. They're African American. They're little black boys,
Damn.
and turned them into girls.
I remember Khan Khan.
She turned them into girls, and so now, all of a sudden, these 2 little boys that she adopted are now girls. You have them wearing bathing suits that women wear. Have them with these braids down their hair, micro braids down their back, and they're still young boys, young children, and this is what she has done to them. So that made my wheels get to turning and say, why would she just do this? What happened to her in her past, in her history? So I looked up what happened to her. Charlize Theron was raised in a violent household in South Africa. Her father was abusive. He was abusive. He was verbally and physically abusive. Now she's danced around the fact that I'm sure she was, SA'd by her father.
Right.
But didn't want to bring that up. And the mother ended up shooting the father in the house and unalived him in front of Charlize Theron at the age of 15. Because he supposedly came in the house after drinking and was waving a gun around the house. But it just makes you think he puts her trauma onto these little black boys that she adopted. And now they running around being little girls.
Stop you, sir.
Go ahead.
I know if they always
Come up here so they can try to hear you.
Stop you. My thing is this. It seems like these Edomites, these cave people, they always want to adopt our children. Adopt your own children and destroy their lives.
Right. Damn right. Heavy point. Did y'all hear that?
Con.
Yeah. I hate that they adopt our children. I was hoping they were Hamites. Like I said, I was hoping they were Hamites. At least that.
Mm-hmm.
But they always want to adopt little black and Hispanic and Native Indian children. That's further oppression of our people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's such a disgusting thing. Such a disgusting thing.
Stop you. If I may, I just want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
It's like if we try to adopt children of our own people, any black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian children, we got to go through a whole bunch of red tape.
Right.
They will always find something, a reason for that we can't adopt our own children.
You're right. Very heavy. Hey, Salakia, go ahead and give me 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. We're going to try to wrap this up. Got a couple of run through. Water.
You're on the bar, too. Con. The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God?
Damn right. The unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God. Keep going.
Con. Be not deceived, neither fornicators, nor idolaters.
Be not deceived. So unrighteous is those that aren't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. And they're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High.
Right.
And it says, neither idolaters, which is the worship of other gods, because there's only one God, and that's the living God, the Most High, Yahweh in the Hebrew. Keep going.
Con. Nor adulterers.
Nor adulterers. We know what adultery is. When a man sleeps with another man's wife, or that's what adultery is. Go ahead.
Con, sir. Nor effeminate.
LGBTQ. Now you might not even be LGBTQ, but you go ahead and paint your nails. Wear a skirt at the Grammys and be a man. That's effeminate. Go ahead.
Con. Nor abusers of themselves with mankind.
Nor abusers of themselves with mankind. And we know what that is. We talked about that early. Letting another man run up your back, you're an abuser of yourself. Running up another man's back, you're an abuser of yourself with mankind. That's abuse. Go ahead and drop that. Give me Proverbs 8:13.
Con, sir. The book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 17.
13.
Salakia, in verse 13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil.
The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. And evil is what we're talking about right now. The LGBTQ is evil. So go ahead.
Come on. Pride and arrogancy.
Uh-huh.
And the evil way.
Uh-huh.
And the froward mouth do I hate.
Damn right. I thought the Lord didn't hate.
Right.
I thought the Lord didn't hate. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 14. Counsel is mine.
Counsel is the Lord's. And the only way you get the Lord's counsel is through the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. And that's the counsel that's going to save these LGBTQ members. You're not going to get it from your Christian pastor because he's part of the community. Keep going.
And sound wisdom.
Sound wisdom. Keep going.
Come on. I am understanding. I have strength.
Damn right. Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 15. By me, kings reign.
By the Most High, kings reign. There's no king in power, no president in power that the Most High hasn't put there in power. Go ahead.
Come on. And princes decree justice.
Go ahead.
Verse 16. By me, princes rule.
Yeah, right. Keep going.
And nobles, even all the judges of the earth.
Everybody that is over anything in the earth right now, the Most High has put there.
That's right.
The Most High is controlling this like a game. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. Verse 17. I love them that love me.
The Most High loves those that keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. That's the love of the Most High. Keep going.
Right. And those that seek me early shall find me.
Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 18. Riches and honor are with me.
And right.
Yea, durable riches and righteousness.
Durable riches and righteousness. Not durable means it's going to last the test of time. That's that kingdom of heaven. Durable. That's why we do this. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 19. My fruit is better than gold. Yea, than fine gold. And my revenue than choice silver.
Keep going.
Come on. Verse 20. I lead in the way of righteousness, in the midst of the path of judgment.
Lord leads in the way of righteousness. It's righteous what the Lord is telling us to do. That's how we should move, in righteousness, by keeping these laws, doing what the Lord wants us to do and expects us to do, and is trying to protect us from these punishments that come. Keep going.
Come on, sir. Verse 21. That I may cause those that love me to inherit substance. So like you out of wine.
Go ahead.
So so you ain't gotta, you ain't gotta be a part of the queer community, to make it and to be prosperous.
You sure don't. Hollyweird, you don't have to be a part of Hollyweird to be prosperous. It's only been, where you think of having all this money, all this fame, and that's when you make it.
Right.
You ask people, hey, how do you know when you make it? Well, when I got this car, that car, this, that, and the third, got this house, got this boat, got this, that, and the third. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. And the Lord says you'll have prosperity through the Lord. That's going to be ongoing. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. Go ahead.
Come on. That I may cause those that love me to inherit substance, and I will fill their treasures.
Ain't right. And right. And look, we're going to close it out real quick here because we over the time now. But let me get Matthew 19 and 16, Baba Shah.
Come on, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 19.
16.
Come
19, 16.
And verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life?
So this is a man coming to Christ asking him, Good master, what should I do to have eternal life? Go ahead.
And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one.
And Christ said, Why you call me good? There's but one good. There's one good but one. And that's the Most High. Keep going.
Right. There is none good but one. That is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Damn. If you want to enter into life, he was asking, this young man was asking how he can get eternal life. And Christ told him to keep the commandments. And they're not hard to keep. We all got demons that we have to face and fight. But you cannot win by turning your back and not fighting. You have to fight. Every day you have to fight. Every hour, every minute, every second you have to fight. We have counseling here in the school. If you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, go and give us a call. We got schools all over. And we get the counseling you need. We're the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And that's my time. The water, everybody.
Most High Christ, sir.
We are the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, starting out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for a new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is the commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'asra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you get to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocation is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets, October 2nd. And you can find that in in Leviticus 23, 24 through 25. Remind Akim and Akwat to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headbands, and scarves. And with that, give one courtesy salute to the men of Israel. Men of Israel. Marshal.
The teacher. Courtesy salute to the teacher.
Oh, we don't do that.
Okay, go ahead.
Men of Israel. Abajam. Abash Sabat. Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barak. We said translated from Hebrew to English is Lord bless you in the name of Christ. I'm gonna top hands down. And since we don't have any sisters online, oh, there is watching. Oh, Khan. Slakia. Give one courtesy salute to the sisters online. Men of Israel. Amajim. Amaj Sabat. Amajim. Barak. Yahweh Shamar Al Tham Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And what we said translated from Hebrew to English is Lord watch over you in the name of Christ. Y'all top, hands down, class dismissed.
Well, come on.